YAHUAH'S breath. Part 5. Who you gonna call? Yahuwah. Well, when you call on Yahuwah, you pray. And when you pray, you give him all of you. And when you give him all of you, then you will change. And then you will become his. And you do his work for him. And you do his bidding. And you do everything for the Father. You don't come up anymore. Only the Father does. The Father created you bold. He created you to be his. He created you to do his work. And nothing that the Father is quiet. He shows you what it is to be as an instrument that he can use you for in his world that he created. He didn't create you to be covered up by someone else's fear. He created you to be his and not have fear, because Satan is fear. Satan is chaos. Because those that are calling your thoughts and your actions foolish, they also called the prophets foolish way back when. So don't let it bother you. They were labeled as nothing to do with the Father till finally they realized that they were from the Father and they were giving them the message from the Father, Yahuwah. Look at how they treated Yahusha. They treated him so badly that they put him on a stake and they hung him there. And they killed him. These beings create chaos and thrive in the smoke. When you have peace or shalom or joy, that's the presence of the Father Yahuwah. But when you have chaos and hurt and anything that's carnal, that's the presence of the opposite party. It's an echo of hell. And human demons are addicted to drama. They thrive on it. They feed on it. And you are a feast when you give in to it. They provoke. They exaggerate. They ignite sparks and pour gasoline. And then they stand back and watch to see how much energy, how much they can feed on you. They start arguments over trivial things. They just want to get you down and out. They don't really care about what they're doing to you. If they did, they wouldn't do it to you. But they do it to you because they want to feed. They do it to you, and they do it to you, and they do it to you, and twist your responses till you explode. And then they just wait. And they tell you, see, you are the problem. It's not me. I've had that so many times recently, it's not even funny. And then they say that you are the problem. It's not me. It's you that are the problem. And then they play the innocent, wounded party. There's always a storm nearby. They want you to be in confusion And they want you to not have your clarity, because clarity stops what they're trying to do. They like the confusion. They pit people against each other. They thrive on it. And they're always trying to cause arguments between people. If things are too calm for too long, they invent a crisis. I've seen it happen with my family. All of this that I'm speaking about, everything I have seen with my family. So no, I live with it close at hand. They want the attention on them because they like to be the center of attention. And if you confront them with the truth, they'll weep and they'll shout and they'll put it back on you. They'll make you feel like the monster. They'll make you feel like you caused everything. But don't do it. Sit back and laugh and watch this whole thing that's being played out in front of you. And again, they make you to be the monster. But now you are seeing who really is the monster, because they're not as easily covering it up, because you're awakened and you see it and you know what their next move is. You must understand that the chaos is deliberate. They want to keep you in chaos because then they're feeding. The other thing is, know that you meet the same demon more than once. You might have met them 25, 30 years ago and failed the test. And then a short time later and failed that test. But you keep meeting them till you pass the test. That's the whole thing it's about, is passing the test. So just know that you just have to sit back and watch and not worry about a thing, because you're going to pass it this time. They want you exhausted. They want you emotionally entangled. But that's where they're feeding on you. But you're not going to give it to them this time. You're not going to let them win. You're going to win. And you're going to put them in their place. And you're going to make them feel like they are the ones that are the problem. And you don't even have to say a thing. They don't want you to feel like you have the time to connect to Yahuwah wisely and to think wisely and clearly and to do anything, because they have caused chaos. But you've grown so much that you're seeing it before it even happens, because the Father is letting you know. They try to stir storms so that they want your anchor to snap. But you're not doing that this time. You're anchored to something that is strong. You're anchored to the Father Yahuwah. And you're not going to bend or break. You're not going to have the rope loosened. You're going to stay, and you're going to thrive, and you're going to win this time. They sabotage your relationships and isolate you. The most horrendous thing is that they want to control you. They want to control your world. They want to control your life. And then you would be just like them. And is that what you want? Is it that you want to be a puppet for a demon? I don't think so. So just keep on going and being with the Father Yahuwah and letting Him run your life. By telling you with the Ruach HaKodesh what they're planning on doing. and what they're causing to you and what they're trying to cause to you. Now, what these demons need is to dismantle your support system, because with your support system of Yahuwah, you don't bow down to them. You don't beckon to their calls. But it stops them from being able to do their work by having Yahuwah, you, cause them anguish and cause them to not be able to be fed, because you're not feeding on what they are giving you to disrupt your life. You're leaving all of the uncleanness, the anxiety and depression behind you, and they're filled with nothing but emptiness, because they can't get you, because you have the Father Yahuwah. Slowly, methodically, they try another scheme to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, to think, are you sure that your friend has your back? Are you sure that your family is doing this to you? Are you sure of anything? And this time you are sure, because you have the Father Yahuwah, because you chose Yahuwah over chaos, over anxiety, over depression, and over any of the works of the flesh. You get told things like, oh, I heard your sister said something about you. Or, oh, your pastor, your leader, your one that you fellowship with is fake. They try to disrupt you by thinking those things. But the Father will help you. These are the thoughts that you have to capture and send away. These are the thoughts that it speaks of in Scripture. 2 Corinthians 10:5, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of Yahuwah, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to YAHUSHA HaMashiach. They encourage you, or they think they're trying to encourage you, to pull away from those that love you so that you don't have a support system. They use secrets as weapons, and under the guise of just being honest, and spread rumors that fracture friendships and family relationships. And the ones that are in your family that used to bring you joy, and they had joy, now are feeling strained because of what the demons, the human demons, are doing. It's hostile, an environment of complete hostility. You don't realize it at first. The test is getting harder. They've been playing chess behind the scenes that are unseen. And they've been playing and pitting one person against another. That's how they affect us. That's how they do these things. But we have to be smarter than that. We have to pay attention and realize what's going on. They try to isolate you because isolation makes you vulnerable. And that's what they're trying to do. But you have to be stronger than that, because you know what? You're really never alone. You have the Father Yahuwah, you have the Ruach HaKodesh, and you have Yahusha. What they're trying to do is to mold you and to have your spiritual discernment weakened. That's what they're trying to do. But you have to be stronger than that and see what they're doing to you. Your emotional clarity weakens, and then you start depending on them more. That's what they're wanting you to do. They want you to lose yourself. They want you to become insane. They want you to be controlled by them. And then once you become controlled by them, they will be the boss. But you're stronger than that now, because you have Yahuwah and Yahusha. And you can't be torn down. You can't become their minion, because you know too much. You know how to get out of the situation. You know how to let that demon wallow in his own or her own self-absorbed imperialism. They don't want you to have your discernment. They don't want you to have anything that's positive. They want you to have confusion. But you know warfare now. You know to capture those thoughts and to send them away. And you know to ask the Father Yahuwah for help. He will never let you down. They gaslight you on purpose. They want to control your perception. They do this to keep total control. But you've seen it from the beginning. You saw it coming because the Ruach HaKodesh, that is Yahuwah, told you what they were doing. It's an unction in your mind. He lets you know so you can get out of the torment and win. He doesn't want you to keep having to go through it. He doesn't want you to be hurt. He doesn't want you to be lost. If they can make you unsure of yourself, then they'll become the voice of authority. So don't be led astray by someone that's trying to make themselves more powerful than you. And I say that from experience. I just pray that anybody listening to this will be able to see it quicker than I did. And, these people are users and abusers. So I'm not looking down on anybody. I'm not coming up wanting you to think that I'm more powerful than anybody. I'm just telling you the truth, because I got affected by it. And it's been a hard lesson to learn that somebody was like that. Not just someone. I've had a few of them. And they do it oh so subtly. And it's amazing, So, anyway, shalom, I'll get with you with another one.